The template tasks are the biggest and most comprehensive option you have within Copyhero when designing your product page. This is why we will take a bit longer than with the other task types to discuss this task type and also set it up together. After that, I will show you with an example import from an AliExpress product what the product page, the finished product page can look like. But the main idea with these template tasks is that you can adjust it to your own likings. So if you don't like the layout of the product page I will do right now, you can go ahead and create your own style afterwards. Usually the template result is the base of your product listing. So you can move on from that with other task types like custom tasks and agents to further improve the product page after you've created the main template. This will be not covered in the video, but there will be videos on how to do this on the same channel, in the same playlist. So the tutorial playlist, check it out. There will be tutorials on how to set up, like for example, a different product title, how to optimize the headlines for example, direct response layouts and stuff like that. So this is the base, and then we will move on from that using custom jobs. So I would like to build something when we take a look at the two pre-existing ones right here, something like the SEO template that we use right here. This is a default one. You get that when you sign up. You can also get the template we are building right now if you sign up using the link in the description, or if you click the link in the description if you already have an account, you will be like these tasks will be added to your account. So consider that when you're signing up. Okay, what I want to show you before we start is how a finished product page template can look like. And this is from the default we have in Copyhero. And you see right here, we have a headline, then we have a paragraph, then we have an image, a headline again, then some benefits with some checkpoints, then another image, then another headline, and then benefits again. So this is how a finished product page can look like, but we will start building a new one from scratch. We start by creating a new task and then clicking on template right here. We give it a name we can later find, and maybe let's say this is the default template for AliExpress. And the description you can say something like, always use this when importing from AliExpress. Let's click continue, and now we are within the main template editor. You can see on the left right here, we have all the elements that are available. I will go through them real quick in the beginning, and then we will start using them. The first three are pretty straightforward. These are basically HTML elements like headlines, paragraphs, and images. Right here, we have some composite elements. As you can see here, the benefits, these are a bullet point list. You can also use different symbols for that. Use a custom emoji for it. So these are basically a bullet point list. What we have then is the FAQ section, which is a question answer type of style. We use a different, or like you can specify the count you want here. And this is the FAQ section basically. We have specifications. This is some specific type of bullet point list that uses, this is targeted to listing the product specifications. For example, if you do Google listing, home decor, lamps, stuff like that, you want the voltage, you want the bulb type, you want maximum wattage, stuff like that. So these are optimized for listing product specifications. Next, we have a comparison table. This is basically a table with our product on the left and competitor product on the right, where it lists benefits from our product compared to the competitor. And the last but not least, we have the custom HTML. This is a special kind of element. This doesn't go through the AI. So you can, for example, if you're on the top of the product page, some people always like to do some fixed sale information or stuff like that. Or in the bottom, you always want to add a call to action. You could do that with custom HTML. You can basically everything you can do in HTML, you can do here. What you also could do, is you can click on Analyze Page and you can put the link to a product page from your store here. And what this will do, it uses AI to generate a layout based on the product you have listed for your store. So you can check out a random product of your store that you like the layout of and paste it in here, and it will generate that for you. So you don't have to start from scratch, but basically start from whatever you're currently using, which is pretty useful. But in this tutorial, we will start from scratch. So the first thing I want to do right in the top of the product page is a headline. For the headline, we can set the headline type. These are basically the heading options you have with HTML. I like to start using H1, so it does H2, so it doesn't get too big on the top of the page, but you can play around with those. For the headline style, we have like an emotional type of heading, an informative type of heading, and a benefit-driven type of heading. And since this is not really a direct response product page layout, let's go with informative right here. Then you can select the alignment. For now, let's just use center. You could also left align or right align the page. You could also set some styling options and bold text, but we won't do that for now. And here you can give specific instructions to the AI. So for example, if you want to do keyword optimization, you could specifically write to always list the keywords of the product or the main category of the product here. So you could write something like list the main product keywords in informative style. Let's write it like this, and this will now be used by the AI to come up with a proper headline for the product page. That's the first component we want to use. And next, I would like to use an image. For images, we have a bit more options as we have for headlines. The first option you have right here is where we should take the image from. So imagine you have a product from AliExpress. I'll give you an example. For example, this one. Let's say we want to list summer dresses. So right here, we have images in the slideshow. You can see here. We might also have some images in the product description, which is displayed down here, which we could also use. So you could use these ones. I think these are the same as in the slideshow, so that doesn't really make a difference here. But you could do the product page, and you could also do AI generated. And this is a new aspect of Copyhero, and I will cover it now, but there will be a detailed video on what these image templates are. Just because we have some proper templates here for fashion, I can select the fashion template I like to use. And let's see what fashion template we want. Let's maybe go with a studio shoot like this. Let's select this one. We want a centered layout and we want the original size. Actually, let's say we want to limit the size to maximum 400 pixel width. If you select the set one dimension option here, it will preserve the aspect ratio of the image. If you select both dimensions, it will crunch the image to fit into those dimensions. I recommend using this one because otherwise the image might look odd when compressed. You could also do like a limit of the height, for example, right here, if you don't want to use the width. So if you have like 16:9 images, the height will be fixed to 400 pixels and the width will be adjusted to whatever matches that in height. You could also provide some styling options here, mainly padding on the top or on the bottom, but we don't need that. We don't want padding here. So this image right here is the second element of every product page we do. Then let's maybe continue with a paragraph. And paragraph is just a block of text on the product page. Again, here you have some options on the paragraph style, like the writing style. Let's do descriptive right here. Also the same styling options, and we can also provide additional instructions. So maybe cover detailed keywords of the product, highlight the unique benefits, the unique usage. Okay. Let's say that's the paragraph right now. And next we want to, because this is a fashion product, we maybe want to have this a bit more graphic focus. So let's create another image. Let's also use an AI generated one. And let's maybe do a plain product image like this one right here. We do the same custom dimension and do 400 pixels right here. You don't have to do it. The AI generated ones will be the same size as the ones you define in the image templates, but it's good practice to do here. So if you have really large images, they don't take all the available space. They are just optimized this way. All right, and then maybe let's have another headline, and let's use a heading 4 here. Let's do it informative and tell the AI always use product. Let's say, actually, let's not do it like, sorry. Let's use a headline and tell the AI always output specifications. Here, this is the okay, so this will be the headline for the product specification settings section. So I told the AI or instructed the AI to always output specifications, and now we can add the specifications block right here. Let's say we only want 3 of them. We want to use bold keyword style. I will show you what that translates to in a bit. And we want to use a bulleted list with left alignment. That looks good. This is the spacing between the elements. Yeah, let's keep it at 8. Also, you could do general styling and additional instructions, especially for specifications, because it has this option right here, include empty specifications, and we don't want to use that. So we don't display empty specifications. For example, if you're listing from AliExpress, for example, if you take dresses like this, they usually have a size and a color. These would be options you would find in the specifications. They might have some measurements right here, like chest and length. Those aren't always available, so maybe it doesn't find a chest measurement and it will keep it empty, and the setting controls if we keep it as empty or if we just remove it if it's empty. And with deactivating this, it will remove the empty ones. And let's maybe instruct the AI, use color options, size options, and material here. So we have size, color, and material for these specifications. And I think I'm pretty happy with those. You could go on, use the other elements as well. Maybe we can do FAQ, but it doesn't really work that well for fashion. If you do direct response, you can, of course, set it up differently. But for this simple fashion layout, this is what I came up with. And let's now see how that would look like if we import a product with this specific template task. So what I've done to test it, I've created a workflow, really simple workflow. It just has translate to English as an option, and then our default layout we just created right here. And that's it. That's all we need to import the product to Shopify. Importing the product is pretty simple now. We can head to products and then our store right here. And it will already display all of the products we have. And then I can click on import and I can use the product link from AliExpress that I showed you earlier. I paste it here. We have a lot of options when importing. I won't cover these for now. There will be a different video on how to do this. The only thing I want to do is publish it to the online store. and also set the product to active, which is right here. Let's continue. We can also provide images for the slideshow. I won't do that for now because also this will be covered in a separate video. The only thing we need to keep in mind is that we use our correct workflow, the Copyhero fashion example I just created, and this will then use our page layout when importing. Let's click on continue and we will confirm the import. So now it will run the workflow. All of the tasks we just created right here, which are just 2 for now. We'll first load the product, then translate it to English, then apply our page layout, and then import it to Shopify. I'll get back to you in 2 to 3 minutes when this is done. Okay, I'm back. It took actually 4 minutes because we were generating the images. I forgot about that. But now the product is imported to our store. We can see that the workflow is finished, and we can now check out the product in our store. So from here, we click on Open Shopify Store page with the store front end of the Shopify store. You could also check it out in the Shopify admin dashboard of our demo store right here. And you can see it took the color, the sizes from AliExpress. We also have the AliExpress slideshow right here, which is not ideal. There's a separate video, which I link up here somewhere, on how to generate custom slideshows within Copyhero. And we wanted to check out the product page we created. So I will go with the mobile view because that's easier. And let's see if I can zoom a bit because this is a large screen. Yeah, as you can see, we have the product title. We didn't touch this. This is plain import. The only thing we touched is the description right here. You can see for the headline, it came up with a pretty keyword-packed type of headline. This wouldn't be ideal for direct response copywriting. This is maybe also a bit too long if you're using a mobile style, but you can easily shorten it by updating the instructions to the AI or then iterate with custom prompts to really get the most out of it. Then we have the paragraph right here, which is also just a lot of keywords spammed right here. And then we have the 2 images. These are not from AliExpress. If we take a look, this is the wrong here. The description had those images, which also a really weird photo shoot. We now have proper studio-like images. One of a model wearing the dress, which also picked up the details of the dress, as you can take a look here, and the texture of the material. And then we have a clean sort of studio just product shoot as we specified within the template. Then we have the specifications, just the color options and the size options. And remember, we told it to use color, size, and material, but apparently material is missing, and this is because we used the option right here, I can show you again, to not include the empty specifications. So if we would have not selected this one, it would have included material, but I assume there's no material information given in the AliExpress page, so it doesn't make up anything. It just leaves it empty. So this is the result you can expect, and you can then iterate on, which we will do in the next videos. I might also do some adjustments to the initial page layout. For example, trying to shorten this title right here. Let's do that together actually right now. So what we currently have right here in the additional instructions is that we want to list the main product keywords in an informative style, keep it short and concise, focus on the main keyword and 2 additional sub keywords. Let's save it like this and test it again. I will get back to you once the import is run again. Alright, and the re-import with the adjusted prompt is again done. So let's take a look at it right now. and it came up with a women's spaghetti strap dress, stylish sleeveless long dress for beach and casual outings. I like that one a lot better. So this way you can iterate and really optimize your product page based on what you would like. I'll go with that one for now, but feel free to always adjust this. Again, you can also set up an agent or a custom job, and I will show you how to do that in the following sections on really optimizing the titles and the headlines based on what you want to achieve. Also, keep in mind this one, so the product title in Shopify and also the prices and the variants are all not touched right now. This would be a separate task that we will set up in the following videos on how to get the product listing from a raw AliExpress import step by step to a finished product import that you can use to list Shopify dresses, for example, or fashion in general in bulk. So that's it for this video. Let's keep going, and I will continue with optimizing this page within the next video.